So what's up? Alex here. This is Off the Cuff Reviews. And I'm back again to bring you a special video. This time we're going to be talking about all of the movies that I watched in the month of April. So let's get into it. The first movie that I watched in the month of April is Dark Waters. And I thought that movie was actually pretty good. I gave it a 4 out of 5. Stars Mark Ruffalo, and it basically makes you really angry at corporations way more than you already are. Trust me, this one is going to leave you speechless at the content of the actual movie itself, what the story is about. It actually tells the tale of the DuPont corporation and how they poisoned the water supply. And every single human being on planet Earth has a toxic chemical in our systems due to this company putting their waste in the public water supply. It's pretty crazy. The next movie I watched in the month of April was The Gentleman. Now, I did not really like this one as much as I thought I was going to like it. I had it on my watch list for a while. I finally got around to watching it. I gave it a 3 out of 5 on Letterboxd, but it was okay, but I just thought it was kind of mediocre. The action was good, but the screenplay was kind of lacking. The next one I watched was You Were Never Really There. Or You Were Never Really Here. And that one stars Joaquin Phoenix, and he is amazing in this film. I thought this was one of his top performances that he's ever given. And I really enjoyed it. I gave this one a 4 out of 5. The next one on the list is Ready or Not. Now, I had this one on my watch list for a while. I finally got around to watching it, and it actually lived up to my expectations. I didn't think it was going to be great, but I didn't think it was going to be bad. It was kind of right in the middle for me, but I gave it a 3.5 out of 5 stars. So it's leaning a little bit more towards the better, like a better movie. And yeah, I really enjoyed this one. I thought it was a really fun film. And speaking of fun films, the next movie I watched was Guns Akimbo. Now, this one is getting a lot of press, was getting a lot of press when it was released, and a lot of it was negative, but I thought this one was pretty fun. I thought this one was a pretty fun movie, regardless of the fact that it's kind of ripping off of themes that we've already seen before. The next one I watched was I'm Still Here, which is a documentary with Joaquin Phoenix, and it kind of tells how he went rogue a little bit. Like he pretended like he was quitting acting, and they did this mockumentary basically, and about how he was becoming a rapper. It was okay. Gave it 3.5 out of 5 stars. It was alright, but it was just entertaining to get through, I guess. The next one I watched, I actually really enjoyed this next film. It was Vivarium. This one actually surprised me. I thought, when I saw the trailer, I thought it was going to be a little bit boring, but I actually pretty much enjoyed this one. For the most part, it was a pretty good one. Now, the next film, I put Contagion on here, but I had already seen it. I actually watched it, I believe, in the month of March, but I just put it on here to I put my review up on Letterboxd. So the next one I watched was 28 Days Later. I've already seen it. Great film. Gave it 4 out of 5 stars. I was just looking for something to watch. The next one I watched was Dave Chappelle's Netflix special thing where everyone just honored Dave Chappelle, and I thought it was a pretty good watch. I love Dave Chappelle, and everyone else loves Dave Chappelle, so that was a good one. It was 4 out of 5 stars. Now, the next film I watched, I is Winter's Bone, and I gave it 3.5 out of 5 stars. I'm going to eventually watch this one again to kind of evaluate. I was actually leaning more towards giving it a 4 out of 5, just because of Jennifer Lawrence's performance. I actually love Jennifer Lawrence. She's an amazing actress, and this one, but I thought that the story was lacking a little bit, although it does take a more realistic take on the Ozark drug trade rather than just watching Netflix's series, which is pretty overproduced. Even though I do enjoy it, it's just way overproduced. The next one on the list that I watched was Spencer Confidential. Now, Spencer Confidential, I didn't enjoy at all. I thought the jokes were bad. I thought the action was bad. I thought the writing was bad. The directing was bad. Pretty much the whole entire movie was a flop for me. Pass. 2 out of 5. The next one I watched was The Call of the Wild, and this one was pretty mediocre for me. I gave it a 3 out of 5 stars. I don't enjoy the fact that they put a CGI dog instead of a real dog. I know that some of the scenes you can't have a real dog like performing some of the stunts, but maybe try to like just get a real dog and then, have like some scenes be CGI, but I don't know. It took me out. It took me out of the story. The next one I watched was Sicario: Day of Soldado. This one, great. This is the sequel to the first Sicario, which I actually really enjoyed. I gave this one a 4 out of 5 stars. I actually think I enjoyed the second one more than I enjoyed the first one, which was really strange because usually you like the first one more. Now, and the next movie I watched on my list was really surprising. I haven't seen it before, but when I watched it, it was actually, I thought it was incredible. It was an incredible thriller. And this one was We Own the Night. I give it 4.5 out of 5 stars. I thought the performances were great, the writing was great, the directing was great. Has some good car chases. The whole thing was amazing. The next film I watched on my list for the month of April was Snowpiercer. And I put this one off for a while because I saw the trailer and something about it just kind of threw me off. But wow, just wow. I gave this one a 4.5 out of 5 stars, and it deserves it. The next one I watched on my list was Mandy. I heard a lot of things about this film, but I'm sad to say that I just did not enjoy it. I gave it 2.5. I gave it 2 out of 5 stars because I just did not like this one at all. I don't know what it is. I thought it was gonna be. I knew it was gonna be out there, but I don't know. It just some of the things in the movie just I don't know. Some of the themes they try to shove down my throat. Now, the next one on my list that I want to talk about is Ex Machina. This one was incredible. One of my favorite movies that I saw all throughout the whole month of April. Give it 4 out of 5 stars. The acting was great. The writing is great. It's almost like a rip-off of Black Mirror, but it's great. It's wonderful. Great film. Check it out. I think it's on Netflix right now. Currently, go stream it. The next one on my list is Train to Busan, and this one was really surprising. This is a zombie film, but it has a fresh take on it, and all of you should go watch it. Great movie, 4 out of 5 stars. The next movie I already talked about on my channel, but this one is The Platform, which is a thriller released by Netflix. I already put a review out for it, but go ahead and go check that out on my channel. But this one I gave 3.5 out of 5 stars on Letterboxd. The next one I watched, I gave 3.5 out of 5 stars for. I think a lot of people really love this movie. I thought some of it was a little bit slow. It It was a little bit too slow for me. Even though the story's great and the acting's great, it was just a little bit too slow. So that's why I was going to give it 4 out of 5 stars, but I bumped it down a half star because of the slowness. This one was Moonlight. I did enjoy the film, just was a little bit slow. The next one was a movie I rewatched just so I could do a review, which I just posted not too long ago. This one I gave 5 out of 5 stars to because I believe in my whole heart that this one is a perfect film. It's Prisoners. Go check it out. The next one I watched on my list was pretty surprising. I gave 3.5. I gave 3 out of 5 stars for. It's Emma, and I thought it was pretty surprising because a lot of the times I don't like these types of movies, but I enjoyed it. The next one on my list, and I'm going to talk in depth about this on my podcast on the next episode of the Off the Cuff podcast, which you should go check out now on all streaming platforms for podcasts, and it is on YouTube. I will link it down below. The new episode is going to be coming out within the next day or so please check it out. But this one is going to be The Babadook. I gave 3.5 out of 5 stars for. A lot of people really enjoyed this one, and I enjoyed it up until a certain point in the movie, which I will talk about on my podcast because it does have quote unquote spoilers, even though I don't agree that it's a spoiler, but I don't want to ruin anything for you guys, so go watch my podcast. The next one I watched was actually also pretty surprising, and because I heard a lot of bad things about it. It was Gretel and Hansel. This one was actually pretty good. It kept my attention throughout the entire film. I thought the acting was great. I thought the writing was great. Some of the things were a little bit out there in the storyline, but I did enjoy it as a whole movie when you watch it throughout. And I gave that one 3.5 out of 5 stars because I did really enjoy it. Now the next one that I watched on my list for the month of April that I haven't watched since it came out for 6 years was Whiplash, and I do really regret not watching this one. Whiplash was incredible. I gave it 5 out of 5 stars. Go stream it now, like right now. Drop whatever you're doing, go watch that movie. And the next one on my list that I watched in the month of April, which I will talk about in depth on my podcast as well, but I wanted to give a little bit of a brief overview of this one. As you can see here, I did not give it any stars, and that one is Hostiles. It's on Netflix now. You can go watch it. This one, I couldn't even finish the movie. That's how bad this movie is. Christian Bale, what the hell were you thinking? Wow. Just utter trash. Utter trash. The next one on my list was recommended to me by one of my film critic friends. And he said this one was really surprising and really good. And it really surprised me as well. This one is Creep. Go check it out on Netflix. It's a little bit weird. It's a little bit out there. I think it's a Blumhouse production, but it's pretty good. It's actually really good, I thought. I thought the acting was good. I thought the storyline was good. I thought the way they put the movie together was good. Yeah, 4 out of 5 stars. And then right afterwards, I watched Creep 2. Not as good as the first one. Still pretty good, but the storyline was lacking a little bit, and you can tell because even the actors themselves, they were afterwards, you can tell they didn't really enjoy the finished product, and neither did I as a whole. But I did think it was a pretty good successor. They could have went a different route with it, but it was all right. 3 out of 5 stars. The next one I watched was on my watch list for a long time, and I'm kind of sad I never watched it until now, but this one is Tremors. I gave it 4 out of 5 stars, and it's way more fun than I thought it was going to be, and is way ahead of its time. This one came out in 1990, and yeah, just great film. Kevin Bacon's in it. It's pretty funny, pretty fun overall. The next one I watched was Baby Driver. I also didn't think I was going to like this one, mainly because Ansel Elgort, I believe is how you say his name. I don't like his acting style at all. I didn't really like it in this movie either, but overall, the whole film was put together so well. I gave this 4 out of 5 stars. This one actually really surprised me because I actually really enjoyed it. Really fun movie. It was funny, it was action packed, the writing was really tight, and everything was great about this one. I definitely recommend it. Now, the last movie I watched in the month of April, and honestly, I'm about to put this one on my favorite movies of all time list, and I'm going to talk about it in depth on my podcast. But this one is The Florida Project. This one hit me hard, really hit me hard. Wow, just the acting, great. The directing, great. The everything about this film, the screenplay, everything works so well. The way they crafted this film, it's expert filmmaking at its finest. And the only reason I did not give this a 5 out of 5 is because of the last scene, and I will talk about that more in depth in the podcast. But I bumped it down a half star because of that last scene, because of the way that Sean Baker decided to shoot that scene. He used an iPhone, which he's known for, and he did a good job, but and I like the scene in general. It's just I don't like the way that they shot it, because yeah, he shot it on an iPhone and he's good at using iPhone shots, but he did not do well at filming this shot. Like so much shakiness, all over the place. Just it looks like he threw that together at the last second, and kind of took me out of the shot a little bit, but a great film nonetheless. And I implore every single person that is watching this video right now to go check it out, because it's incredible. And there you have it, guys, the list of everything that I've watched in the month of April of 2020. So please stick around if you could, because if you like this kind of stuff, I'm going to be doing this as a monthly series, and I'm going to have more videos uploaded for you guys every Tuesday and Wednesday. So please stick around, subscribe, drop a like, drop a comment, and I'll see you next time. Stay safe, guys. Peace.